Coming in at number 9 on our list is Prey from the ROX Tigers. And the last time we had a spread this big in overall rankings was when we did Crown. I had Prey at 11, Deficio had him at 10, but the reason he's ranked 9th is because Spawn, you had him at 6.
Ooh.
So you get to start talking Prey up as the 6th best player at Worlds.
He's the best utility AD carry in the world. His use of Ashe and Jhin has been so spectacular, especially leading into playoffs. They pretty much revolutionized being able to play with Fog of War and assaulting mid lane with a barrage of these ultimates coming in. I think that Prey has a fantastic laning phase, a great team fight, and the difference for me for this guy is he transitions between the two, moving around the map so incredibly well, and utilizes what would normally be power troughs where you're not as useful on an AD carry, where you're between 1 and 2 items, to really have big map impact, which is why I'm high on Prey.
And this is the weird thing for me as well, because when I put Prey at 11th on my list, I was like, I think this guy's sleeper good. Like, not a lot of people didn't even have Prey in the top 15 on their list, so I think he's tremendously impactful in ROX's success because of his laning phase, because of his ability to play utility carries. But I guess the part where our discussion is going to come in is like, is he 11th versus 6th? Because I still have, multiple AD carries above of him in this ranking because it doesn't necessarily seem like he's carrying super hard. This team does still revolve around Smev and Peanut,
Yes.
but he's still an incredibly good AD carry.
Oh, he's a great AD carry, but in order to get, really, really close to like the number 1, number 2, number 3 spot, I think you need more than just being a great player. I think you need a team that also relies on you a lot. So you really shine. So you really shine as a carry. Prey, the reason he's further down, I believe in your list, Jad, and also on mine, is not a critique on Prey as a player. It's just on his role, or it's about his role on ROX Tigers, where because they're so focused on playing around top side, because there's so much about Smep and Peanut kind of getting that early advantage, it leaves Prey and Gorilla as kind of the backbone down the bottom lane, stable laning phase you guys talk about. Don't stomp it, but they don't lose either. And it sets up Prey to be very impactful in teamfights and on the map. But because he's playing a more supportive role compared to some of these other AD carries we have above him on the list, I put him slightly further down. Not because Prey as a player couldn't fill that role. I think if you swapped him in on some of those teams, you could fill that role, but he doesn't on the ROX Tigers, and that's why he's sitting where he's sitting right now.
And that's the biggest thing for me. In the past, he has been a big Triforce user, like most played champion all time is Corki. He has in the past been that huge carry for his team. And this year, I think that the AD carry meta moved towards a utility role, and the way that he was able to embrace it, play around it, I think actually is a positive towards this player. I think that some AD carries that I had above him bucked the trend and still played bottom-focused compositions, whereas Prey was able to very much be what his team needed in this time around.
And I do want to point out his laning phase is exceptionally good.
That's
like
amazing.
His CSD at 10 is 4.8 plus, which is the highest of all bottom lane AD carries. And he does that on the utility AD carries, Ashton and Sivir by far.
And he's also
played.
second in damage per minute as well in the LCK, behind only one person that I'm sure is just around the corner.
And it's strange because I'm not disagreeing with you. You actually have him ranked higher than I do on the list.
I mean, so this is so weird, when you have to criticize these top 10 players in the world, like again, you look at their role on the team, you look at maybe very small things they do wrong. I don't think Prey does anything wrong. I actually think he does almost everything right. I think he's mechanically super gifted. It's just the way he's being used on the ROX Tigers. We are no longer in the Juggernaut days, even though they actually introduced it as a team where he would just be that solo carry. Then it's much easier to just fire him up the list, because he's showing time and time again that he can just carry. Because the poor guy has so many good players on his team.
Oh, what a problem.
His actual value just goes down slightly, and that's why he drops down a little bit on the list compared to some of the guys above him.
Yeah, so very good player, top 10 on the list. Actually the 4th highest ranked player on his team. So ROX has a lot of really high ranked players in this one, but that puts Prey in at number 9 on our list.